Antarctica is an eon-dead wasteland of ultimate south. It is a lethal, featureless expanse that consistently brutalized the early explorers who attempted to map it. This photograph shows Captain Scott's motor sledge. Early pioneers fought freezing temperatures and volatile ice shelves merely to survive the coastal fringes. The 1930 Miskatonic University Expedition, however, had a far more aggressive objective. They intended to bypass the coast, map the uncharted interior plateaus, and extract prehistoric rock specimens from deep beneath the solid ice cap. The standard maritime and survival logistics of 1930 were entirely insufficient for an invasion of this scale. Piercing the interior required an entirely new class of bespoke machinery. The entire logistical foundation began at sea. The expedition relied on the Arkham and the Miskatonic, two wooden ex-whaling ships heavily reinforced for ice conditions and fitted with auxiliary steam engines. As seen in this archival photograph, baseline surface transport remained a matter of raw physical endurance. The men relied on heavy furs, and a pack of 55 Alaskan sledge dogs pulled the bulk of the field equipment across the frozen ground. To survey the featureless white void, the crew relied on precision optical instruments, like this theodolite, alongside standard sextants and compasses. This traditional logistical network successfully delivered the 20-man team to the edge of the Great Ice Barrier, but accessing the bedrock below the glaciation demanded experimental engineering. The primary horizontal obstacle was vast, unmapped distance. To cross it, the expedition deployed a fleet of 4 large Dornier aeroplanes, specifically built for heavy machinery transportation. Standard aircraft engines seize in polar temperatures. To counter this, Professor Frank H. Pabodie engineered custom fuel warming and quick starting devices to keep the engines firing at tremendous altitudes above the plateau. This photograph shows the communication lifeline. The expedition maintained constant contact using shortwave radio transmitters on the plains, relaying signals across the void to the ships and eventually back to Massachusetts. By combining high-altitude flight with continuous radio contact, these aviation modifications effectively shrank the lethal continent, turning isolated men into a highly connected flying armada. The vertical obstacle blocking their geological goals was immense, a solid mile to 2 mile thick layer of sheer glaciation sitting directly over the target zones. This schematic illustrates Professor Pabodie's experimental thermal bypass, designed to prevent the crew from wasting valuable drill depth on mere ice. A gasoline-driven dynamo pumped current through thick clusters of copper electrodes, rapidly melting targeted areas of the ice cap. This thermodynamic system stripped away the frozen surface, exposing the raw Precambrian earth below and clearing the path for the expedition's primary tool. The absolute centerpiece of the expedition was the Potobody drill, a radical, highly portable rig built to cut through prehistoric strata. It combined the mechanics of an ordinary artesian drill with the aggressive, fast-cutting power of a small circular rock drill, allowing it to cope quickly with layers of varying hardness. Constructed from a custom lightweight aluminum alloy, the entire rig, including the steel head, motor, and jointed rods, could be broken down and hauled by just 3 dog sledges. This chart tracks the drill's progress. The apparatus drove a 5-inch bore downward, reaching 1,000 feet into solid rock. Upon hitting fossil-rich layers, the crew deployed dynamite down the shaft, blasting open the bottom to extract intact physical specimens. The Pabodie drill was the ultimate tool of planetary intrusion, granting the scientists direct physical access to the Earth's deepest biological history. In the field, the technology functioned perfectly. Here we see the crew operating at altitude after their customized planes effortlessly cleared mountain ranges rivaling the Himalayas in height. At their remote subbase, the specialized drilling rig chewed downward through the ancient Comanchean limestone with singular, relentless speed. Then the breakthrough occurred. The drill head suddenly dropped through the solid stratum into apparent vacancy. A heavy blast laid open a massive limestone cavern, a subterranean pocket untouched for over 50 million years. Using standard field equipment like the geologist's hammers and heavy electric torches seen here, the crew descended into the aperture to examine the anomalous biological specimens pulled from the darkness. The bespoke machinery had done exactly what it was engineered to do. It successfully stripped away the planet's frozen armor to expose its oldest physical secrets. Illuminated by their flashlights were perfectly preserved, barrel-shaped biological entities measuring 8 feet long, with tough, leathery skin, folded membranous wings, and starfish-like appendages at the ends. The Miskatonic Expedition represented the absolute pinnacle of human engineering and analytical problem-solving. They evaluated the harshest environment on Earth and built the exact tools needed to defeat it. Yet that same mechanical brilliance directly enabled their own destruction.
Without Professor Pobody's specialized equipment, the ice would have remained an impenetrable protective shield.